Well, hey there! I'm Kimberly Ferguson, CEO and founder of Emerald Expectations Accounting, and I'm so happy you're here. The Emerald Corner is a place where life and business meet, so we want to share with you the process of running a business while maintaining a life with your loved ones. Today, we're going to be talking about 5 things that I think you need to start a business. Now, I'm sure the hecklers out there will say, Kimberly, I think there are more than 5 things that you need to start a business. Well, yes, but also no. These are the top 5 things, and the most important ones, in my humble opinion, that you need to have in place before you begin operating your business. So, number 1, and this one might seem a little bit obvious, but stick with me, okay? It's an idea. What will you do in your business? Will you provide a service? Will you provide a product? What kind of service or product? There are a lot of great ideas out there, and if you have a brand new one, that's totally awesome. But if not, there's really no need for you to reinvent the wheel. Take a look around, see who you know who has a successful business. Even look online. What do they do? You can take a business idea that's already out there and put your own twist on it. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said before, my accounting firm isn't like other accounting firms. We try to do it just a little bit differently, so that there's a benefit, there's a uniqueness to working with us over other people. Another option is to take a look around you and identify a need. So there's actually a local business owner in my town who did just this. So he saw an opportunity. People were looking for someone to do deliveries or to do trash pickups or provide smaller dumpsters to individuals, because the big companies, they were taking them all out, so nobody who was just an individual or didn't have their own company could actually get a dumpster. There wasn't a company out there who did that, and so he created one. All you need to do is kind of look around your neighborhood or look around within your friends and your family groups and see if there's a need that isn't being met. Is there a way that you can meet it? This section doesn't have to be too detailed, but you need to have a basic idea of what you want your business to be. So number 2 is the plan. So this is where we iron out all the details of your idea. So just because you want to operate a business that is the same as someone else doesn't mean that it has to function the same way. So you're unique, you're an individual, right? So your business should be too. So this is the time we take to iron out all those details and determine what you want to do differently from what other people do and maybe what you want to do the same. You're also going to want to think through, your location, your marketing, your offers, etc. As far as location goes, are you going to be local? Are you going to have a brick and mortar location? Or maybe you want to have an online business where you can market across the country or even across the globe. As far as marketing goes, your location is going to determine a lot of this, though. So if you're going to be local, then you might want to join a networking group or a local chamber of commerce and start to build up your sphere of influence in your area. If you're going to be online, you might want to learn how to place ads or build a great website that has SEO. And then for your offer, so if you have products, will you keep an inventory or will you drop ship? Will you create the products yourself or will you outsource to someone else? For services, are you going to charge hourly? Maybe you'll do it on a project basis or even value-based pricing. There's a lot of different things to consider. So I think putting a plan together with all of the uniqueness of your business is hugely important. And then number 3. Time. So time is insanely important when you first start your business, right? So unless you have investors who are going to help support your business when it's in the startup phase, money is going to be your most limited asset. Time, however, well, you're probably going to have a lot of that. But things like marketing your business, building a website, keeping your books clean, those things all take time. And most likely, if you're opening up a clothing boutique or starting a coaching business, you're not a master of those other things. So they're going to take you at least twice as long as the professionals to complete, if not longer. Obviously, some of this might be a bit challenging if you're trying to start a business on the side while you're working a full-time job, but you'll just have to figure out what that balance is going to look like for you, or even if it would be more beneficial for you to actually spend the money rather than the time. The 4th thing is an LLC. I know. I'm told that a lot of accountants don't recommend this right away, but I don't see it that way. I think that liability is a horrible thing. and you should avoid it at all costs. So imagine that you do open up that boutique and you do it in your personal name, not an LLC, okay? Someone comes to your boutique, they're shopping, maybe it's rainy out, maybe it's snowy and icy outside. They walk outside the door, or even worse, they walk inside the door, hit some water and slip, and oh, they just fell on their back. Probably cracked their head open, possibly injured their spine. So you have an ambulance come, even worse, maybe a helicopter comes to pick them up. They might need stitches, they might need surgery, they might need physical therapy. I mean, you can just see already how those expenses can add up really, really, really fast. And if you're operating under your name instead of an LLC, they can come after your personal assets. They can come after your retirement accounts. They can come after your house. They can come after your kids' education funds. I mean, all of this stuff they can do if you do not have an LLC in place. So that is why it's one of the very first things that I recommend that you get in place. And if you can't hire an attorney to do the LLC for you, there are ways that you can do it online yourself, going to the Secretary of State's office. But if at all possible, I recommend working with a professional on that, just so you can make sure that it's done right. Because again, liability. And then the last thing, number 5, is a business bank account. And I can hear the hecklers already. Please don't make me set up another bank account. Don't we have enough of those? I get it. But the problem is that if you have an entity and then you have a personal account, it's very easy to tell what expenses, what income are related to the business. And if you are commingling funds, there's going to be problems. Either you're going to miss income, you're going to miss expenses, or if you decide to become a corporation and you're intermingling funds like that, you're going to risk the liability of piercing the corporate veil, which means that they can say that since there's so much intermingling happening here and it's very obvious that you're not trying to operate a business effectively, they're going to pierce the corporate veil and they're going to make you liable. And again, I hate liability. So don't do that to yourself. Don't put your business at risk. Don't put yourself at risk. Get a business bank account. Or worst case scenario, if you absolutely hate having a business bank account, you don't want to do it right away, use a separate credit card. I know. Credit cards, debt, it's all terrible. But if you refuse to get a separate bank account, use a separate credit card. Most people have more than one. One credit card's for personal, one credit card's for business. Do not use the business credit card for anything that is personal. That way you can at least keep track of the expenses that way. Especially when you're starting, you really would hate to lose any of the deductions that you have available to you, right? I would. I want to get all the deductions that I can, right? Well, those are the 5 things that I think you should have in place before you start operating a business. So let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or if you think there was something else that should be included on that list. But I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you later.